Hey everyone, have I here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be going over all the data download details for the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Extreme Z Awakening units, along with the free-to-play Vidro. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So yeah, Global ended up getting the data download before JP, which is always fantastic here. Let me just go ahead and pull that up. So of course, this is the schedule that we ended up seeing not that long ago, but now we have all the details for all these units as well. As you can see here, everything's dropping on 11/5. Or at least the login for Vidro, you're going to get it on 11/5, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Remember, we're on Standard Time right now, not on Daylight Savings anymore. And then we have all the EZAs dropping at 9 o'clock for the, I guess, reset time, the new reset time on the standard Pacific Standard Time there. So, yeah, I just realized banners are going to be dropping at 9 o'clock versus 10 o'clock as well. Interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into all the details here. I don't have to dive into the Bojack because we've already gone through it. Let's go ahead and start with the free-to-play Female Warrior Black, Vidro, however you want to say it here. This unit is interesting to say the least. So I'm guessing this would also possibly EZA because you have a crossover category, attack and defense 50%. I am realizing with this crossover category, instead of focusing on Super Dragon Ball Heroes, we might get some Super Divers content maybe with the celebration, maybe a little smidgen of something. So it could be a possibility here that Super Divers will take over the Heroes celebration in November, which would be great. So this unit here is Supreme Damage, again free to play here, raises attack and defense for 3 turns. You do have attack and defense 150% plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing super attack. All allies keep +2 attack and defense 30%, so this is a support unit here. Great chance of performing critical hit and an additional attack and defense 150% when a character is only crossover category on the team. Okay. Is there a different boost over here? Yeah, there's a different boost. Plus additional attack and defense 30% with each attack performed up to 120%. Launches 2 additional attacks. Each of them has a medium chance of becoming super attack when there is another crossover category ally on the team. So you're either going to get this as your boost if this is the only crossover category character. If you have another one, you're going to get this boost up here. Seemingly it's going to be a better boost with being the only crossover category on the team. Attack and defense 86% for the character and allies whose include Yamcha, and randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to in-key spheres at the start of a character's attacking turn when there's a Earthbreak Fighters category ally attacking the same turn. Of course, this Female Warrior Black is in a sense a interest of in Yamcha. So this, as the story goes in this Super Dragon Ball Heroes arc. So the power of love that cuts all ties. Yes, Yamcha, Yamcha, Yamcha. Anyway, you do have link skills here as Innocence, Battlefield Diva, Solid Support, Shocking Speeds, Loyalty, Shatter the Limit, and it's going to be on crossovers Peppy Gal, so you can run on Peppy Gals here, Time Travelers, Dragon Ball Heroes, and tournament participants, especially if you have. You can't run Peppy Gal Yamcha team. Earthbreak Fighters, you can run on there. Interesting. It's just all I kind of say is interesting. So at least it's a support unit, which is always useful on here. So that is the free-to-play Vidro, or Female Warrior in Black. Let's go ahead and move on to the EZAs here. So start with the Dark King Mechikabura. I think we were kind of waiting for this unit to be hopefully very good, since it is a 200% unit on the Lord Slug team. So this is the Infinite Power of Darkness. Crossover category goes up to 150% here. You do have a stacking, greatly raises attack and then greatly raises defense for 1 turn. Causes supreme damage to enemy and then lowers attack and defense. So that is beneficial, of course, in some situations. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening with this unit here, because it's very nuking oriented, so it seems like it's going to stay there. So key +1, attack and defense 200%, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing super attack. So probably want to run this in second or third position. Randomly changes key spheres to AGL, to rainbow key spheres, except AGL. Okay. Here's the nuking mechanic here. Additional attack and defense 25% unconditional per every key sphere obtained. Oh, here we go. Additional 100% to attack and defense with 2 or more AGL key spheres obtained. So that's going to be huge there. Plus an additional 100% with 2 or more STR or physical. Plus additional defense 100% with 2 or more tech or int. And then recovers HP and reduces damage by 10% per rainbow key sphere obtained. So really you want at least 2 AGL, at least 2 rainbow key spheres, and then probably 2 or 3, right? Because 3 will give you 30% damage mitigation, and then 30% HP recovery. Interesting. I would have liked to see. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of stats building up here. I don't know what his defense is going to be. Is there enough stats that's going to be benefiting him to survive in some endgame content or on Lord Slug's team? It's interesting. It has a lot going for it as long as you pick up a lot of key orbs and then have 2 or 3 rainbow key spheres obtained. 4 would be, of course, even better. Okay. All right. I think, in a sense, still usable. Fear and Faith, Brainiacs, Revival, Master of Magic, Godly Power, Big Bad Bosses, Shining Limit. It's on quite a bit of categories. 9 categories here in Dragon Ball Heroes, Time Travelers, Terrifying Conquerors, Power Wishes, Crossover, Resurrected Warriors, Realm of God, Story Figures, and Demonic Power. And here's the stats of the EZA. Okay. I think usable, not like a must-use unit. It doesn't seem like probably all these units are going to be must-have. Let's look at the Super Saiyan God Trunks, the Xeno God Trunks. It's 180%. So is this the... This is the first TUR 170% across the board. This is a single category. So we kind of knew this for Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs that are 170% across the board. They boosted up to 180. It seems like the TURs will be doing the same as well. So this is the first one. This is the first 170% that is not an LR that gets boosted up to 180%. So, okay, viable teams. Dragon Ball Heroes, 180% here. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to enemy. Seal super attack. Key plus 1 and attack and defense 50% per Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Traveler category allies on the team, depending on which category has more. You're probably going to run Dragon Ball Heroes. So if you run all 6, that's 300%. Wow. Plus an additional attack and defense and a great chance of performing a critical hit when performing a super attack. Plus an additional 50% of defense performing a super attack. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres if all allies attack in the same turn, or Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Travelers category characters. So you got to make sure, and that's going to be very, very reasonable here that you're going to be running a Dragon Ball Heroes team. Launches additional 2 attacks with each having a high chance of becoming a super attack if all allies in Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Traveler categories. Launches 2 additional attacks with each of has a high chance of becoming a super attack if all allies are Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Traveler categories. Okay, definitely doable. This is if you have a full team, you have again. It seems like the units here are going to be very stat oriented versus like guarding. Well, I don't know. I have to look at the other ones versus guarding or damage mitigation. You do have a little damage mitigation here. So, all right. Warrior God, Super Saiyans, Cold Judgment, Patrol, Prepare for Battle, Godly Power, Fierce Battle. I'm not going to go through all the categories here, but here they are. Not... You know, can you run this on Time Travelers? Maybe, I guess. Interesting options. Stats 17, 18, and 10. Very low on defense here. Not too sure. I think this unit's better. A little bit more flexible. Anyway, let's move on to the Xeno Pan. So the Xeno Pan, again, is another crossover category leader. This is one that's at 170. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, a high chance of stunning the enemy. Attack and defense 140%, crossover category allies. Oh, I'm sorry, plus an additional attack and defense 70% when performing super attack. Crossover category allies keep us 3, attack and defense 40%, nice, and then an additional 20% for Dragon Ball heroes. So that's a 6% boost. Keep us 3, 60% boost, and you're generally going to be running a team that's going to be all Dragon Ball heroes, and all Dragon Ball heroes are basically crossover, right? So great chance of performing a critical hit, great chance of evading enemies' attack. Okay, this is not stat oriented. Very strong support unit. Plus additional defense within the same turn with each attack evaded. Okay. Plus an additional attack defense 70% and all allies. Chance of performing critical hit 15% per crossover category allies attacking in the same turn. Okay. I think this is a very strong unit here, having that 70% chance to dodge and then 70% chance to crit. Wow, imagine if this had immense damage or some decent stats. 17-8 of attacks, not too bad. Innocence, all in family, Saiyan lineage, battlefield diva, patrol, more than meets first battle. This is where it's really bad. So it's on these categories here. Okay, interesting. I might say that you might find this unit the most useful out of the 3 so far. This can still be considered for sure in the Lord Slug team, but this being a mega support unit for Dragon Ball Heroes and crossover, and then has the 70% chance to dodge. Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and move on to, I have the Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Gohanks, and then the Super Saiyan Vegex, Xeno. Let's go with this one first. It's going to be STR 100%, so it doesn't really matter there. Stacks defense, raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. Okay, so stacking is really nice. Plus an additional 100 or attack and defense 150%, plus additional 150% to attack and defense will perform a super attack. Plus an additional 30% up to 150 and a chance of performing critical hit 20% with each super attack performed. So no limitation here, so you can just basically get to the point where you are critting 100% of the time, so that'll be 5 super attacks. Key plus 2 launches additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's a crossover Super Saiyan's category ally in the attack the same turn. Okay, that's doable. And then all attacks become critical hits and launches additional super attack, and has when the target enemy is a status is down or defensive down or stun, or the target's enemy is sealed. All right, okay. Another stack oriented or stats oriented unit in the Vegeta here. You have Super Saiyan, Saiyan lineage, Royal lineage, shocking speed, fierce fighter, power bestowed by God, and shattering limit. Oops, I did not mean to click that. And here are the stats here, a little bit higher in terms of attack than most of the ones we've seen so far, in 18,000, 11,000 to defense, and only 15 HP though. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the Xeno Gotenks. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to enemy, and lowers attack and defense. Attack and defense 150%, plus an additional attack 150% performing super attack. Additional attack and defense 30% with each attack performed up to 150. Launches 2 additional attacks where there's another crossover category ally attack same turn, and the target is stunned or the enemy target is super attack is sealed. Okay, not super useful here. Performs critical hit when there's another Super Saiyan 3 category, and the Super Saiyan 3 team is kind of dead. Yeah, this is probably the weakest out of the group so far that I've seen. Super Saiyan Overflash, Flash, Innocence, Shocking Speed. So you have Overflash and Shocking Speed. Fuse Fighter, Command Mayhem, Shattering Limit. Stats 17,000, 15, and 12. This is my first meh kind of unit. I don't know really if you're going to be using this quite a bit or not. Generally only on a kind of like a Super Saiyan 3 Majin Buu Saga type team. Let's look at the Super Saiyan 3 Gohanks. Xeno here. Greatly raises attack for defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage to enemies. Seal super attack. All of it seemingly the same, right? Attack and defense 150% plus an additional attack. 150% performing super attack. Plus 30% to attack and defense with each super attack performed up to 150. Launches additional 2 attacks when there's another crossover category ally attacking the same turn when the attack is down or defense status is down, and then performs critical hit when there's another Super Saiyan 3 category ally attacking the same turn. Again, I don't know really where to put these two. Like, these two are going to link well together, but I don't know where to put them. On some Super Dragon Ball Heroes team, I assume, but still in the current meta, seemingly the stats look strong, especially when you max out here. But is it going to be relevant at all? Well, probably not. All right, final home stretch here with all the units. Again, quite a bit to go over. You have the Super Saiyan Xeno Goku here. Goku's family 150% raises attack defense. That's stacking here, causes supreme damage to enemy and great chance of stunning. So having this 50% boost every single time you super attack, you want to get as many super attacks as possible. You have attack defense 150%. So everybody is attack defense 150%, like 150, 150, 150. That's right here. So everybody's 150 now. Reduces damage by 50% and launches an additional super attack for 1 turn. That's not great for only 1 turn. Could have been good for like maybe 3, maybe 6. Plus an additional attack defense 150% when there's another Goku family or Dragon Ball Heroes category ally on the team. That's easy enough. Goku's family category allies keep plus 3 attack defense 50%. Huge. And then plus an additional attack defense 77% when performing a super attack and launches additional attack has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's another Dragon Ball Heroes category ally attacking the same turn when attacking, or extreme class enemy is also when attacking. So, okay. Here's the link skills. Here are the categories. 1717, so that's a strong outing for HP here. 1717, and then right under 11,000. I wish this was somewhat better. You know, maybe this for like 6 turns, 3 turns, something like that, instead of just 1 turn. That would have been beneficial, but this is a strong support unit. Let's look at the Vegeta. It's going to be very similar here. Yep, stacks as well. Greatly raises attack and defense. Greatly lowers attack and defense 150%. We've seen this before. Guards all attacks and launches additional super attack for 1 turn. Again, it would have been nice to have multiple turns here. Plus an additional attack and defense 150% when there's another Vegeta's family or Dragon Ball Heroes category and ally on the team. Vegeta's family category allies keep plus 3 attack and defense 50%. So that is a very, very strong leader skill for Vegeta's family. I'm sorry, support skill for Vegeta's family. Plus an additional attack 75% when performing a super attack, and then launches additional attack. Has a high chance of becoming a super attack if there is another Dragon Ball Heroes category ally attacking the same turn, or an extreme class enemy attacking. Either one. This is what the EZA stats are. 17.6, very low, sub at 17,000, and then 11.6 for this unit here. And then the last one here, a lot of people are already saying that this is like the best one out of the bunch. Okay, Dragon Ball Heroes keep plus 3 and 77%, so leader skill really doesn't matter. Let's look at greatly raises attack for defense for 1 turn. Okay, so it doesn't stack, causes supreme damage to enemy. Okay, what is the hype about here? Attack and defense 200%, so it breaks off the mold of 150. Plus an additional attack defense 150% when performing a super attack. That's very nice. High chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack as the 2nd or 3rd attacker in the turn. Okay. That's where I would have placed her anyway. And then plus an additional chance of evading enemy attack 5% up to 15% with each attack evaded. Okay, very strong. All allies attack and defense 30% when there's another 3 or more extreme class allies on the same team. Okay, so more focus on extreme class teams. All allies an additional 15% for 2 turns if the character evades 3 or more attacks, including super attack, in the battle, or when there's 3 or more extreme class allies on the team. Okay. And then finally, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing super attack. All allies keep plus 2 attack and defense 20%, and then changes AGL key spheres to STR key spheres when all abilities are Dragon Ball Heroes or crossover category. So let's look at the link skills here. Demonic powers of note, Shining Limit, those link skills there. And then you have the categories. So that's pretty much about it. We went through a lot here. I think this is one of the better overall units, I would probably say, unless there's some issues with, some locals taking the spot of, of some of these options here. What am I saying? Second or third attacker on the turn. Anyway, so again, free to play here. Pretty awesome free to play unit. This is a very, very strong free to play unit. But who do you like? Who is your biggest EZA of the bunch? Again, I'm leaning toward Mechikabura or Pan, and then this. I say these are the three. I think these two are kind of disappointing. Great support units for Goku's family or Vegeta's family, but yeah. So with that, I've been doing this for a little bit of too long of a time here, so 20 minutes here. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.